Earlier this year, I ran my first marathon. A few weeks ago, I decided to sign up to my first ultramarathon, 106 kilometers around the Isle of Wight. I don't know whether that's brave or stupid, but I'm sure we're going to find out. Hi everyone, I'm Tom from Stubbsy Strides. Really? Guess it started well. Hey everyone, I'm Tom from Stubbsy Strides. The reason for this channel is to document my journey to an ultramarathon of 106 kilometers around the Isle of Wight. Really, I wanted to document my progress, my setbacks, failures, really all things that you guys will be able to relate to as well during your own journeys. There's nothing fancy here. The idea is that we have a place where you can see the failures that other people have been through as well, so you know you're not alone. Hopefully it might motivate a couple of you people out there, but even if it doesn't, hopefully it should be an amusing watch for you anyway. Thanks. So back in April, I finished my first marathon. It was a Southampton marathon, and I completed it in 3 hours and 55 minutes. Now, it was very emotional, very tough. I got to the end of the line and didn't really feel much. I expected to feel elated. I think one of the biggest things is because I had a goal which was probably unrealistic for somebody that's never run that distance before. Do you mind? Oi, do you mind? However, having said that, a couple of weeks ago I ran Winchester half marathon and I actually managed to run the whole way, whereas in the marathon I had to walk parts of it. So the fact that I managed to run the whole way, I felt a huge sense of achievement from that, much more so than I did from the marathon in April. Now, I really struggle for motivation if I don't have stuff to aim for. And I thought, what bigger, better things to aim for than an ultramarathon? It's something that I've spoke about for a little while that I've wanted to do. I was actually driving over the Isle of Wight the other day for work and I decided to push the button on it. So 2nd of May next year, I am going to be traipsing around the Isle of Wight for 106 kilometers. Let's see how that goes. So obviously I've never ran an ultramarathon before. The furthest I've ran is the marathon. I've never ran any further than that. Now, I use Runner as a training plan, and just looking over that training plan, there is weekends where I'm doing a marathon followed by a half marathon. There's a 50k on there, so even during the training plan I'm going to be going further than I've ever been before. There's so much that I need to learn, especially when it comes to trails as one, but two, that far of a distance. So going to be going through training plans, nutrition, pacing, all these things that I'm very, very novice to, that I need to learn how to do. I'll be going through that journey with you guys as well. So earlier in the year I ran a marathon, that was a Southampton marathon in April. Since then my running has been very on and off. I continued running for a little bit after the marathon. I then massively sloped off when we had a bit of a heat wave over here, and then didn't really get back into it until last week. During that time I did run Winchester half marathon, with a much slower time than I usually would have ran a half marathon if I was back in April sort of time. But that motivated me to move forward and to push for my next goal. If I don't have these goals in place, then I really struggle for motivation to keep going. That's almost another reason as to why I wanted to do this channel as well, because it then keeps me accountable for what I'm doing, and you guys can then keep me accountable as well. So if there's not a video, or if the week's a pretty shoddy week for training, you guys can call me out on it, and it will keep me accountable, as I said. 106k is a long way to go. So each week I'll share updates with you, the training that I'm doing, the runs that I'm on, the gear that I'm using. In regards to gear that I use very basic stuff. The weather, obviously we're moving into winter now as well, so we're going to have some pretty adverse weather conditions coming into it, and also any goal changes that may happen. If you've done any longer distance running before, whether it even a half marathon or a full marathon or even an ultra itself, you'll know that throughout a plan you may have hiccups, you may have injuries which then end up changing your course of action. So I'll keep you updated with all of that as well. I'll be keeping it real the whole time. I've got nothing to hide. I'll share you my Stravas and everything like that, so you can see exactly where I'm at with it all. There's going to be loads of times that I question, why am I doing this? Listen, I'm not an elite runner. I have a life. I've got 2 kids and a dog. I've got a wife. I work full time. My partner works in the evenings, most evenings. So time-wise, I have very limited time as well. I try to get out 5 to 6 times a week, whether that be mornings, whether that be evenings. Sometimes I'm not leaving the house to go for a run until 9, 10 o'clock at night, just so I can get them. I'm sure a load of you are in a similar position anyway. We all have lives, right? Unless we're getting paid to run, then you're all going to have lives, children, jobs, social lives, social events, especially with Christmas coming up. So listen, it will be relatable to 99.99% of the audience that I'm probably reaching to. So over time I will do some gear review, whether that be shoes, headlamps, shorts, socks, whatever it may be, just so you guys can have a bit of an idea. I'll also talk through the nutrition that I'm using, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, especially on the longer runs. Bit of an idea, I'm used to just using gels to get the carbohydrates in on the longer runs, but I understand that when I'm doing a lot further than that, I'm going to need some more solid foods, otherwise jippy belly's going to happen. But yeah, that's the idea, is that I keep you all updated with everything like that. So to give you a bit of an update as to where I am at the moment, obviously I'm just easing my way back in after the half marathon a few weeks ago. I've actually booked the New Forest Run Rebel half marathon trail race on the 15th of November. Now, one of the main reasons being is the fact that I've not ran a trail race before. I'm quite lucky, I live near the New Forest, so I can get up to the New Forest quite easily. On my runs it's only about 4 or 5k until I'm on the trails. So it's good that I can get out there, but I've actually never ran a trail race. So I wanted to get something under my belt where I've been out there and I've hit the cobbles, as they say, to then build my confidence up with it as well. It's very hard going from road running into trail running. It's a completely different beast. So much so that I'm having to get new shoes and things like that as well. But again, we can talk about that. Obviously the Ultra isn't actually until May next year, so a long way away. Again, another reason why I wanted to do this channel was to then obviously make me accountable for that period of time. When you have a goal that's so far ahead of you, it's quite easy to get 2 or 3 months into it, go great, and then go, and then just fall off the edge of the cliff and then feel like you're starting from scratch again. That's why I've got the goals in, so that's why I've got a couple of races in between. So as I mentioned, I've got the New Forest Half coming up on the 15th of November. I've then also got Manchester Marathon in April next year. I want to try and find a race that fits in the training plan around February, March time as well, and hopefully that'll be a trail race. So if you guys know any that's coming up around February, March time, if you can leave it in the comments below, I will then be able to sign up and come along and meet you down there as well. So that's the start of Stubbsy Strides, my journey to my first ultra marathon. Whether you're training for something big yourself or trying to stay consistent, or even if you're an ultra runner already and you have any tips for me, leave a comment below, subscribe, follow the journey. Every person that subscribes is a massive boost for me, so if you do like it, if you do comment, it all helps. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.